Welcome, everybody. Let's go Niners. My name is Jason Aponte. Welcome in, 49er fans. A bit of breaking news during this trade deadline. The 49ers have traded Jeff Wilson Jr. to the Miami Dolphins. Compensation is not out as of yet, but this is a corresponding move to how Miami traded for they literally traded Chase Edmonds over in a package deal for Bradley Chubb. And right now, we don't have any details as of right now. It's for a 2023 fifth round pick. So I understand, right? I understand the side of this where you're saying, well, wouldn't you keep a guy who has been very effective? Jeff Wilson was very effective. He, 11th in the league going into that Rams game before they traded for Christian McCaffrey in rushing yards, if I'm not mistaken, and is somebody who you can count on to do multiple things. You saw how he was utilized in the Rams game, kind of played the Kyle Juszczyk role, very versatile, very effective. Whenever his number is called, he's been great. So we wish him nothing but the best in Miami. But I think this is a bigger indication of Elijah Mitchell's ready to go out of the bye. So that's fine. If they are able to use Elijah Mitchell to spell Christian McCaffrey for certain instances, I think that's fine. And when you think about having Jeff Wilson as an undrafted free agent and then flipping him for a fifth round pick, it's just good business. It's just good business. You're literally getting a pick for a guy that you didn't even have to invest a pick in. So he's reunited with Mike McDaniel. He's going to be the backup or the rotational piece with him and Raheem Mostert. I think it's a glove in hand fit with what Mike McDaniel wants to run. Jeff Wilson will hit the ground running, and him and Raheem are now put together. And now the 49ers have flipped an undrafted free agent, gotten a pick, and it just means that Elijah Mitchell's ready to roll out of the bye. I think that that's good business. I don't think that this is something that, unless you're of the mind that you say, well, with the injury history to basically every running back on this roster, why wouldn't you hold on to someone like that? Well, it was very doubtful that they were going to bring Jeff Wilson back on a contract next year, so why not get a pick for him? And as you know, the running joke with the 49ers is, well, they should start the draft in the third and fourth rounds because that's usually when they hit. Well, the fifth round pick is just fine for him. So when you're thinking about Christian McCaffrey, Elijah Mitchell, Ty Davis-Price, they're going to be fine. And then, of course, Tevin Coleman is just waiting in the wings as well, too, practice squad guy. I think this is good business. You're for everybody who's talking about, well, you gave up all these picks, fifth rounder's fine for an undrafted free agent. It's fine. Absolutely fine. And I think that this is a good move for both sides. Shout out to everybody in here. This is going to be a quick show. I just wanted to give some quick thoughts on the trade as we now have compensation. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for when we go live. What are your thoughts, guys? In the comments, let me know what you guys are thinking. But right now, the official details are Jeff Wilson to Miami for a fifth round pick. I think that that's a fine deal, especially, again, to reiterate, undrafted free agent for you're getting a pick for someone that you didn't invest a pick in. And he was going to leave anyway next year. I think it's good business. I think it's very good business, and I think it's a shrewd move. And it's a need for them as they traded Chase Edmonds over to Denver. So now you're 1-2 punch in Miami, Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson Jr. Revenge games all around, So, yeah, I like it, And I think this is a good thing. This is a good point. Jerome pointed out. Flip that for paying the defensive lineman from Washington. If they do that, now you're talking. That would just be great. I think that the 49ers were involved on William Jackson. The price was too high. The asking price was too high, so the 49ers bowed out. The fifth round pick, if it could be used to get somebody like Payne from Washington, that's a steal. So, yeah, look, I think it's good. I think that it's a good business. Let's see. We got Moses. What's up, my brother? Just got lunch. Been busy. Can I get caught up on the news? So, yeah, Jeff Wilson to Miami for a fifth round pick. End of story. It's bye week. He gets to go, now he has to play again. So has Miami had their bye week already? At this point, so is he ever going to get a bye week at this point? I don't know. So you guys could let me know too. Yeah. Apparently Calvin Ridley was traded also to the Eagles. That's a next year move, I believe. Makes the Eagles very scary down the line. You're talking about AJ Brown and Ridley now and Devonta Smith, my goodness, man, like they're going to be a nightmare next year. But I like the move. I like the move. It's going to be something good for Miami, somebody who can get right in there. He doesn't really need to learn the playbook. He knows exactly what they want to run. Mike McDaniel is very fond of him. Good on him, man. Good. Oh, to the Jaguars. I'm sorry, to the Jaguars. All right. Oh, so Ridley to the Jaguars. Sorry about that. But yeah, so and Mostert is still there. Mostert's their lead back. So it's funny. They moved Chase Edmonds, and for an instant, you're like, well, are they just going to run with Mostert? Nope. They had another deal ready to go, and this was it. So I have to say the NFL trade deadline has really, really gotten way better at this point. And Miami's bye week's at a week 11. Thank you, Swan Song. So okay, so he will. Yeah, I like the flurry of trades. You see it a lot in the NBA. You see it a lot in Major League Baseball. You see it sometimes in the NFL, but this trade deadline is just gone crazy. I mean, Christian McCaffrey, Bradley Chubb, Chase Claypool, Roquan Smith. It's really, really at least fun to see the wheeling and dealing. So, yeah, look, when you're looking at the depth that the 49ers have right now, McCaffrey, Mitchell, TDP, I mean, I understand the thought process. And I also understand the thought process of being concerned about injury history and what goes on. But if you have a chance to get a pick for somebody because he was eventually going to walk next year, I think you do it. So, yeah, look, good move for both sides. The Miami game got a hell of a lot more interesting now at this point in terms of whose revenge game is it? Is it Mike McDaniel? Is it Mostert? Is it Jeff Wilson now? Is it Trent Sherfield? Is it River Craycraft? Like, we can go down the rabbit hole when it comes to all of those things. So, yeah, I mean, this is something that was kind of whispered about. I mean, we had heard that the 49ers were taking calls and listening. So, and Kyle Shanahan spoke about we're always willing to listen on anything. And they pulled the trigger to a familiar face and, still handing off, McDaniel and Shanahan. Yeah, the Miami Niners, basically, right, guys? Am I right? But yeah, it's I feel that it's a good move. I feel that it's a move that works out for both parties. I mean, when you can flip an undrafted free agent for a draft pick, you do it 10 out of 10 times, especially when next year the 49ers draft won't start until the third round with all those comp picks that they're going to be getting for, Salah, Martin Mayhew, all those things are starting to trickle in as well too. So yeah, I feel like it's a free pick. Exactly, Anthony. Lamar, filling the posters behind you. Appreciate you, bro. I have a bunch more. I just got to find a way to put it out. But yeah, again, this won't be long. I'll probably hang out for like maybe 3 more minutes. Just wanted to get the news out there. Just wanted you guys to know the details because it is something that concerns the 49ers. And it is something that even during the bye week, the 49ers are involved in the news somehow as well too. So yeah, Jeff Wilson gone to Miami for a 5th round pick, which for me feels like good business. And thank you, Sean. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for when we go live. Yeah, I think it works out for both. I think I think that again, and Anthony hits the nail on the head. And this is what we've always been talking about. 5th round picks is a gem round for the 49ers. Agreed. And the trade deadline is not over. There's an hour left. So an hour left doesn't necessarily mean that if you don't hear anything by 4, it's done, right? Like there's still like a grace period afterwards where trades can still happen. So maybe the 49ers are done, maybe they're not, but it's within the hour is when the trade deadline officially ends. I don't necessarily know what that means because trades can trickle in later on if they're finalized before 4 o'clock and a little bit of weird stuff can still go on. So yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. So much for taking the week off. I literally was about to take the entire week off, and here we are. I mean, I was not going to do anything yesterday. Well, the 49ers dismantled the Rams. We're here. Jeff Wilson gets traded. Got to come back. Might as well just call up Brad and do State of the Franchise tomorrow and keep it rolling. The same exact thing over and over, right? Like, I can't get away. Like, even on the week of my birthday, I cannot get away from this team. But I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way to be here with you guys talking about it. So if there's anything else you guys want to ask questions about, let's talk about it. If not, I'll wrap it up and let you guys go about your day. Just wanted to make sure you guys, got the news, got a little bit of perspective, at least from me. I mean, I'm sure you'll get everybody else's perspective as this comes out tonight. And, your podcast that you guys listen to, Guy Haberman, Croc, Locked On, all those guys, you'll be able to get, a deeper breakdown of it and what it really means. But I do think that this was a good move for both sides. I do think that, all right, here we go. Hey, you're the 9th, I'm the 5th. Scorpio season is in full effect. Let's go, Ty. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, so it feels like a good move for both sides at this point. And I think that this really speaks to the confidence that they have in Elijah Mitchell bouncing back, and he's ready to go once the buy is out. So that's good. And for the injury concerns, let me at least calm that down a little bit. Christian McCaffrey touched the ball a ton of times, and I think that was out of necessity on Sunday. And I think we know that Deebo Samuel wasn't there, and if a guy's hot and he's playing that well, get him the ball. But when Deebo's back, when Elijah Mitchell's back, I don't necessarily suspect that that's going to have to happen over and over like that. So his amount of touches will drop, and his efficiency should go up. So I'm not necessarily worried for either of those guys, because remember, Elijah Mitchell took a pounding because he was touching the ball 20, 25 times. Neither of those guys are going to have to do that anymore. So yeah, at this point, all right, let's see. Ty's birthday is tomorrow. Let's go, my boy. Thank you, Lamar. Happy early birthday. Question: do you feel like we should kick the tires on OBJ? For sure, kick the tires on him. Just see what he wants. And again, for people that are like, well, the targets that go around depth, right? You can replace Juwan Jennings with Odell Beckham. I kind of like that move. All more weapons, I'm with it, depending on what it would cost to get him. So I think they should. But I suspect that there's teams that are way more needy in that position. Like the Green Bay Packers come right to mind. Like, why wouldn't the Green Bay Packers be all in on trying to bring in Odell Beckham or Brandon Cooks? Excuse me, who's still out there at this point? So yeah. Let's see. Do you think they'll start using TDP and Mason more now? I don't know. I mean, I think TDP would be the third option at this point. It just seems that Kyle's fine with Jordan Mason being a special teams guy. I hate it. I've been banging the drum for Jordan Mason since I watched him every day in training camp. So yeah, I mean, I would suspect that it's going to be TDP. I mean, you invested third round pick. Mason was an undrafted free agent. Yeah, I think you kind of have to try TDP at this point. Let's see. We got jokes coming in. Jerome, Rams are in talk with Lynch to rent Niners fans for home games. They were just going blue, man. I think Elijah, TDP, Mason will prove they are worthy to back up CMC. I think this is the thought process, Daniel. I think this is exactly what they're thinking in that building. So yeah, no problem. All right. Let's see. Fantasy football question: should I trade Kyle Pitts and Leonard Fournette for Mark Andrews? I do not need Uncle Lenny. Yes, and yes. But also, to back that up, just in case Mark Andrews misses time, go out and grab Isaiah Likely, because he would be the guy who would step in for that role. But yes, I would do that 10 out of 10 times. Let's see. What's the possibility of David Montgomery being traded? This is kind of interesting because Khalil Herbert has actually outplayed him with less touches. And it's funny because this was whispered about for the Bears that he was a better fit. So David Montgomery might be traded, but I don't know. I mean, we've got 45 minutes. The Bears have made some head-scratching moves. A second for Chase Claypool, I don't understand that one. You let Roquan walk for that compensation, and I'm certain that the compensation that they got from the Ravens has to do with the fact that they're the ones who are going to have to sign him now. So why give up like a first or second for a guy that you haven't necessarily signed or is under contract or anything like that? I get it, but they're just a little bit head-scratching at this point, man. I really don't get it. Yeah, imagine OBJ and Ayuk on the outside with Deebo on the slot. Dangerous. I mean, just give me all the weapons at this point. Why wouldn't you go all in if like Odell's like, give me a prove it deal? Like give me a year with a prorated salary of, a few $1 million and, let me prove myself, because he wants to get a bigger contract. I mean, why wouldn't you try that? Why wouldn't you try that? Let's see. Mitchell and CMC show now. Yeah, I think that's the option right now too. This is a good point too. Now 22 is gone. So for your people that bought Christian McCaffrey jerseys, I wouldn't fret, because if you go through Fanatics or NFL Shop, I believe they have jersey assurance, meaning within a year, if there's a change in the number or he gets traded, you're able to trade the jersey in. So I would definitely check that out, because I wouldn't be shocked if they went right back to 22 with McCaffrey. We'll always have that one catch, the Michael Jordan 23 catch, though, with the Rams, right? Yeah. All right, let's see. How do you feel about our 0-3 texter wondering about bringing Sue in? I mean, that depends if Sue wants to play football. I mean, Sean, I think that's the thing that people forget, is that you're like, oh, well, why aren't they signing Ndamukong Suh? Does Sue want to play? And that's for a lot of players that are out there, sitting out there, at home. Some of them are content. Some of them have made more money than they've ever thought for the rest of their lives, and some of them are just fine with that. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I think the better question would be, does Ndamukong Suh want to play football, more than should the 49ers sign him? Because they can ask all they want, but if he doesn't want to play, he doesn't want to play. I don't know. I'm just saying. I'm just speculating and putting it out there. So let's see. Let's see. Montgomery to the Bills would be crazy. That would definitely help them out a lot. That definitely would help them out a lot. It was actually the Marcus Camby 23 catch type. That's a Knicks reference, isn't it? You're a Knicks fan, right? Like, aren't you? Don't know why you would put that out there, but hey, terrible people are terrible people. Let's see. What's Kinlaw's timeline? That's a good question. And I think the same question can be asked for Arik Armstead. The thing that Arik Armstead has going on is concerning for me because it's plantar fasciitis. That's something that's not going to go away. And he's a giant, man. You know, like it's hard to, they're going to have to manage that. Hopefully, whatever they're doing to manage it and alleviate the pain helps. So I don't know what Kinlaw's timeline is. I know Aziz is back mid-November, but it would be great to have those guys in some capacity, provided they aren't going to do more damage to themselves. You know, so I that's the part. Yeah. So, Snoopy Cortez asks, did you talk about Elijah Mitchell return? I think this trade signifies the fact that Elijah is going to be locked and loaded, ready to go after the bye. So there's your 1-2 punch of McCaffrey and him. I could see a world where you have McCaffrey, you know, roll to the slot, and you have Elijah Mitchell in the backfield. I think it's great. So yeah, I mean, again, scare money don't make money. If you can get the pick, you can get the pick. I don't necessarily have a problem with this because of the undrafted status of Jeff Wilson for a 5th round pick. I have no problem with it. Hope he keeps the number 23. That number looks nice. It does, actually. It really does, man. Like it looks, and then like that poster, like the like of him jumping up. The 23 is like burned in my mind. So Wolf One Speed, have a great day, bro. Appreciate you, man, for tapping in. Jeff Wilson was nice. I agree. And that's why he fetched the 5th round pick. That's why Miami coveted him. And that's why many other teams were calling around for him. So yeah, I mean, look, I'm sad to see him go. He has had some amazing moments for the 49ers, including in 2019, the game-winning catch. Whenever he was called upon, he's a consummate professional. Are you guys forgetting the fact that this man is dripped out Gucci head to toe, man? He raps. So many cool things about him. So we wish him luck. And we'll see him again. He'll be there for Miami. So yeah, I like the move. I like the player. Happy for both sides. I think it was good. Here's a good question. Verrett going to start after the bye. That's the hope. Sounds like what they wanted to do was try to get him ramped up closer to the Rams game, but that artificial turf, he was like, I'm not messing with it. The best win of this entire game, not only, you know, beating the shit out of the Rams, nobody was injured walking away from that game. So, you know, big win for the 49ers. So yeah, I think next week, you know, we'll see it against the Chargers. Revenge game against the Chargers. It's all lining up. Kyle knows what he's doing, man. Playing 3D chess, 40 chess. Do you think we'll grab anybody before today ends? I mean, it would probably be defensive tackle, somebody to clog up the middle a little bit if they can. Hope so. But if not, I think they're fine where they stand. And if they don't make a move for a defensive tackle, it's either one or two things. One, asking price was a little bit too high, or two, they are confident that Arik Armstead or Javon Kinlaw can be back. So you got to just, you know, trust the process at this point. I mean, right now, the 49ers have done a lot at the deadline. I mean, trading for Christian McCaffrey, trading away Jeff Wilson. Usually these are the times when the 49ers stand still, aside from Emmanuel Sanders. But yeah, this is I think this is a good move for both sides. So yeah, man. I mean, I don't, you know, the Miami Dolphins, it's just literally all 49ers over there now at this point. So when we get to that game and we have to break it down, it's going to be fun to figure out whose revenge game is it. I mean, it could be Mike, Raheem, Jeff Wilson, River Craycraft, Trent Sherfield. I mean, like we could have fun all day with that. And I'm pretty sure I'm missing someone else that was on the team as well, too, that's over there. So I'm sure. 335 people in here, almost 20 minutes in. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell for when we go live. Hope you guys are having a great day. Just wanted to hop in here and let you guys know that let you know the details and let you know what's going on. Joey, great joke. Jags betting on Calvin Ridley is wild. I like it. I like it, man. So 20 minutes. I'm going to get out of here. Appreciate all you guys. If you have any other questions, make sure you guys hit me on Twitter and everything. But yeah, that's my thoughts. You know, when you can flip an undrafted free agent for a draft pick, and especially a round that you have succeeded in getting talent out of, you know, George Kittle's in the 5th. I believe Hufanga's in the 5th. You have to trust this talent department and the talent evaluation that Peters and Lynch go through. So I like it. You know, I understand the concern. Not here to knock anybody who's concerned about it or doesn't think that they, you know, like this move, but you know, Mike out again, groin. I guess I'll check that out. Mike, are you guys talking about Mike McGlinchey? Is that McGlinchey that they're talking about? All right. Either way, we'll probably have to do State of the Franchise tomorrow. I know me and Brad said that we were going to not do that, but appreciate you guys for tapping in. Appreciate you guys for all the love, man. And go Niners. Have a great day. Welcome, everybody. Let's go Niners. My name is Jason Aponte.